Personal, make it personal for people. Did I don't always feel comfortable in a decision you never thought twice about, sort of letting people into your life?
Well, I think that I always like people who self-deprecated and never sort of didn't try to be perfect, right? Maybe even breaking that fifth wall, whatever it is on the TV system. But it's like just letting somebody in, right? If I'm sitting at home, I want to feel like I know that person, or I like that person because they are showing their flaws. So if somebody can watch me because I, have some, self-deprecation along the way, whether it's my personal life, whether it's a zit on my face, whatever it is, I've just always felt that that's more authentic to be that way. Now, that's not everyone's cup of tea, of course, but for me, it's always felt very comfortable to just be open and honest.
So, Charissa, many people follow you outside the States. We are from Dubai, Middle East.
Oh my God, I've never been to Dubai.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Oh my, I would love, honestly, that is a bucket list. The pictures I see of Dubai are incredible. What's that plane flight?
16 hours.
16 from here?
15 from LA.
15 from LA, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
it's very far.
It's on my list.
Yeah, but let's make it happen.
Where's the first place I need to go?
It depends what you want to do. Sightseeing,
I want the beach. I mean the beach.
Oh, beach! We have amazing beach. You will love them.
Okay.
You will love them.
We'll talk
I'll
later
take
about
care
my.
of you.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
So many people will be tuning in, new fans worldwide. How do we get them excited about the Super Bowl?
Okay, so the football for me, why I love football so much, aside from the game itself is amazing, it's all about the players. It's all about the stories. The story of Saquon Barkley, how do you not root for somebody like him? The story of Patrick Mahomes, what he's been able to do before the age of 30. Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, Jalen, the list goes on and on. So for me, it's always about the individuals and their stories and everything that took for them to get here, and different adversity they've overcome or what they're looking to achieve. So invest in the individuals that are playing on Sunday, and you'll have those emotional stories. Which for me is always like that pulls at my heartstrings.
Also nowadays there is a trend in flag football where girls in the Middle East are trying to learn the sport. But because it's American football, it's super new. So maybe one day we can get you there and help us out.
Oh my God! I know what I'm doing this
Yeah,
offseason.
let's go.
I would love that.
Let's go.
You know what? Obviously all of the incredible new fans that we have in this game, thanks to Taylor Swift and her innumerable amount of fans. I am so excited for the influx of women that want to learn this game, and not even just women, young boys, anybody that is now a football fan is welcome because it's a great place to be.
Last question. I'm calling the game in Arabic for the folks back home. What advice you would give me?
Have fun.
Yeah, thanks.
Have fun.
Thank you so much.
And if you're prepared, which I can tell that you will be, then don't let the moment get too big for you.
Thank you so much.
Let's go.
Always make sure that you know the names of the individuals that help you do your job. The camera guy, the audio guy, the security guards that work at the front desk. There are so many people that allow us to do our job. Never be bigger than your position. You are always replaceable. And I think for me, my parents, sort of raised me in the way that you're part of a team. So don't think you're the star. And the minute that you do, you're out. So I work with some of the biggest stars in the world, and they have so much humility, and that's just always been, for me, a really big key. I would definitely say to people, no matter, if you're behind the camera or you eventually get in front of the camera, or wherever you want to be, is just be kind along the way.
What are the differences you're seeing?
Yeah, well, I feel very lucky that this doesn't feel like a job, and I also do it with some of my best friends, so that part is a huge luxury. But my father always tells me that we're all like cell phones. At some point you got to plug into the wall and recharge your battery, or you're no good to anyone. So every now and then charge into the wall, take some time away. I have that with the ranch that I have. I have a ranch where I rescue animals, so it feeds my maternal instincts since I don't have children, and that recharges me. But then I really quickly want to get back to work because I just love it. It's what I love.
Hi, Charissa. My name is Scott.
Hi, Scott. That's my dad's name.
Oh, no kidding. Well,
Nice
then
to meet you.
we'll never forget each other
I
now.
was going to forget you anyways, but yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. That's my time. Just remember one thing about your dad and I. We have towels in after none of us got residuals in now.
You're right, the paper towels.
Exactly.
Those people are
That's great stuff. Anyways, I just wrote a book called Lessons from the Microphone. And in that book, one of my favorite interviews was Muhammad Ali. And of course, I channel my years in the business. But one of the chapters in there talks about women announcers and pioneers. I mentioned Phyllis George as a pioneer but one of my favorites of all time was Leslie Visser.
Yes.
She's a good friend of mine, and I wrote a story on her many years ago.
Yes.
How thankful are you to those women that you're in the position that you're in now?
There's never going to be enough thank you cards or text messages or conversations of gratitude for the women that have come before myself and everyone else that's now currently in the landscape of sports media. I can only imagine what they had to go through. When people ask me now, like, what's it like being in sports? Like, they paved the path for us and have made it so much easier. I'm eternally grateful for that, and what they had to go through is something that I don't probably wish upon a lot of people, but I'm grateful for their sacrifice.
Were there any particular female announcers as you grew up in this industry, knowing I would like to be like them, and if not be like them, take a little bit of them, a little bit of here, in order to form Charissa Thompson, the individual?
Yeah. Growing up, I mean, I wanted to become a sports broadcaster because my dad would watch football every Sunday, and Chris Berman would be on, and I would see Linda Cohn, I'd see Hannah Storm, and when I was lucky enough to work at ESPN, I remember meeting Hannah and Linda for the first time, and we were in the makeup room on different occasions, but sitting next to them, I remember pinching myself and thinking, I grew up watching them. I didn't want to tell them that because then they're like, oh, we feel old, and now people say that to me because I've been in this industry for a long time, but eternally grateful for them and sort of what they did for all of us.
Yeah, and your situation in Amazon, I always watch Thursday Night Football. How do you relish the challenge with Amazon and the direction that streaming is going in?
It's a great question. I was lucky enough to come into Fox when Fox NFL Sunday was very much established. I was 20 years at that point, probably 15 years by the time I got in, that they were already at the top of their game. The exciting part about taking the job at Amazon was it was brand new. 3 of the 4 guys that were sitting on the desk had never been on television before. They were straight off the field. So there was challenges in that, but I also relish the opportunity to start something from the ground. Very, very rarely do you get to be on that ground level, something so incredible.
Well, being from the Detroit area, you must have had to love your time at Ford Field.
Oh my God, I spent a lot of time at Ford Field, and it was a full circle moment when the Rams went back and played the Lions. But last year with Matthew Stafford was back at Ford Field for the first time as a Ram, and I went friends with his wife Kelly, and sitting there, and I just remember thinking, I spent a lot of time on that field, and she had spent a lot of time in that stadium. So it's great to be back, and I'm happy for their success, and I hope they get back to the top, finally to the pinnacle at some point.
And my last question, you ever aspire to go ahead and do play-by-play before it's all said and done?
You know what? I think that it's one of those things, in the words of Bill Belichick, do your job. There's other people that are much better at that than I am, but I respect anyone that has that position. It is, thankless.
Well, I can't thank you for the time.
Nice to meet you,
It's been a
Scott.
pleasure talking to you. Keep up the good work,
Thank
all right?
you.